Karen, this weekend the AFCON kicked off, of course. A lot of draws. And then tonight the big one, South Africa taking on Algeria. We do have, I don't know if we can call it the group of death, but we certainly have a tough group. And yeah, Sheikh Mashaba just announced his starting 11. I suppose no big surprises. Unfortunately, Eric Mator and Renilwe Latsolanyani suspended for one match, so they won't feature, which is a bit of a bummer. But yeah, what do you make of tonight's game?
Yeah, look, obviously, like you said, we're definitely in the group of death. Looking at the other groups, we have drawn the toughest group we could possibly have done so. You know, top two teams to go through, you know, I think we'll take first or second and be very happy with that. Tough game against Algeria to start with. You know, they were by far Africa's best team at the recent Soccer World Cup in Brazil. I think we'll take a draw, and Sheikhs will be happy with that. You know, we won't lose too much. I don't think the other teams will, you know, will face Algeria and expect to be favourites either. So, you know, the team that he sort of picked, the one lone striker up front, Tekela Ranti, you know, I sort of think, you know, Sheikhs will be happy with the goal. He won't mind a 0-0 draw either. And I've got a sneaky feeling that, you know, he hasn't lost it as a Bafana coach yet. And I think he'll actually pick up the draw tonight. I've got a funny feeling that Bafana have played well enough. And as you've seen, like you correctly said earlier, the 4 matches to date, there have been 3 1-1 draws. I think the team's sort of still scoping each other out. Obviously, Equatorial Guinea, only a home ground to them, but they're not really a powerhouse. So everyone else is sort of on the equal footing that they're all playing away from home on neutral ground. You know, the fans certainly won't get behind Algeria as much as they might even South Africa. So, you know, that's good from our point of view. You know, but, you know, the worst case scenario, we go down to a heavy 3-4-0 defeat, and, you know, Algeria sort of go, well, we are the best in Africa, what did you sort of expect? And then we're going to be really behind it because we've got matches against Senegal, Ghana to come, and they're pretty formidable as well. We'll be playing catch up, which won't be easy. But, you know, I've been impressed with Bafana to date. You know, they've won all their friendlies, a lot of those in sort of preparation for this tournament. So I'll be surprised if we go down to a heavy defeat. I wouldn't be surprised if we picked up a draw. I would be quite shocked if we won, but you never know. Kicks off at 9 o'clock. I mean, Sport 24 doing live updates, so certainly tune in for that. But it'll be a fantastic occasion. You know, it's just great to see African football again. You know, Africa in the past haven't really done well on the world stage, certainly at the Soccer World Cup level. Sad that Bafana weren't in Brazil. So great to see them, you know, playing competitive football again, rather than these sort of mixed match of friendlies, home and away, which don't really mean much. You know, our best teams aren't picked, and the opposition obviously not picking all their best players either.
One guy which should be interesting to watch because of Mator's suspension is this youngster Rivaldo Kutsia, 18-year-old defender. And yeah, I guess another noteworthy point is that Dean Furman has retained the captaincy.
Yeah. I mean, starting with Furman, you know, old Sheikh Mashaba has this interesting policy of he's rotating the armband, you know, trying to build up a number of players that could lead the country in case of injury, which is an interesting concept. Obviously, it doesn't really happen at rugby level, certainly not cricket. You have it across the 3 formats. You might have different captains. But Dean Furman, you know, one of very few Bafana players who play abroad in England, you know, even though it's not in the Premiership. You know, he's got some experience at the highest level against some of the best players in the world. So I wasn't surprised to see him lead the team from midfield. You know, it'll be good to see him grow as a captain. And then Rivaldo Kutsia, like you said, teenager in defence, certainly going to have his work cut out. But, you know, he's going to go from strength to strength, playing against some of the best players, you know, in Africa, in the world even. So, you know, hopefully he is not overawed by the situation. He holds his own. You know, obviously we've got Darren Keaton goal. So, you know, just behind old Kutsia, we're going to have, I don't want to say our third choice goalkeeper, because obviously after the tragedy of Senzo Mayiwa and Itumeleng Khune being injured and not playing in this tournament, you know, Keat is sort of not our first choice. You know, he wouldn't be there if, you know, tragedy hadn't struck. So, you know, in defence, that's sort of where the worry lies for me. I think in midfield and even up front, you know, we'll hold our own, certainly. It's just whether Algeria can hit us on the break and catch us cold sort of at the back.
And a strong-looking bench, guys like Bernard Parker to call upon as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we do go down and we need to chase the game a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised to see Parker, you know, thrown into the action. You know, he's obviously got experience. You know, he's been there, done that for Bafana, scored a number of goals for us in the past. So yeah, he's sort of our go-to guy if we need him badly.